Jai Gurudev. Until now, we have come to the point where Kudala has given the problem statement to Sikhidwaja. What was his problem? Number one, his ego. His ego led to his foolishness of renouncing, but not renouncing completely, and to the false understanding that he had renounced completely and he was a thorough ascetic. So basically, the gist was that if you renounce externally and not internally, then it is not complete renunciation. It is not pure. It is not true renunciation. It is just an illusion of the mind, what we have understood as Yoga Maya. So this is a very clear example of Yoga Maya. Now, Sikhidwaja has questions for Kudala because his ego feels, oh, I have been meditating, I have been doing everything correct, I really renounced everything. How can you say that what I have done is not pure renunciation? So let's read ahead and see how Kudala answers this query for Sikhidwaja.
Sikhidwaja said, I have renounced the kingdom, the palace, the country, and my wife too. How is it then that you think that I have not renounced everything? The Brahmana Kudala replied, wealth, wife, palace, kingdom, the earth, and the royal umbrella and your relatives are not yours, O king. Renouncing them does not constitute total renunciation. There is something else which seems to be yours and which you have not renounced, and that is the best part of renunciation. Renounce that totally and without any residue and attain freedom from sorrow. Sikhidwaja said, if the kingdom and all that was in it are not mine, then I abandon this forest and all that is in it. So Sikhidwaja mentally renounced the forest, etc. On being told by the Brahmana, all these things are not yours, hence there is no meaning in renouncing them, Sikhidwaja said, surely this hermitage is everything for me. Right now it is mine, I shall abandon that too. Thus resolved, Sikhidwaja cleansed his heart of the very idea of that the hermitage was his. Surely now I have completely renounced everything. The Brahmana Kudala replied, surely all these too are not yours. How then do you renounce them? There is something which you have not renounced, and that is the best part of it. By renouncing that, attain freedom from sorrow. Sikhidwaja said, if these two are not mine, then I shall abandon my staff, the deerskin, etc., and my cottage too. Vasistha said, so saying, he sprang from his seat. While the Brahmana was passively looking on, Sikhidwaja collected whatever there was in the cottage and made a bonfire out of it. He threw away his rosary. I am freed from the delusion that the repetition of a mantra is holy, so I have no need for you. He reduced the deerskin to ashes. He gave away his water pot, kamandalu, to a Brahmana or threw it into the fire. He said to himself, whatever is to be renounced must be renounced all at once and forever, otherwise it expands once again and is gathered once again. Hence I shall once and for all burn everything up. Having thus resolved, Sikhidwaja, who had decided to give up all activities sacred and secular, collected all those articles that he had used till then and burned them all up.
So we will continue the story, but realize this, that Sikhidwaja is still not getting the point. He is still thinking that whatever articles or materials that he owns, that is what he needs to renounce. He is not getting the point that Kudala wants him to get. So let's see if on the next page he gets the understanding. The most important part here on this page 311 is where she says in the fourth paragraph from the top, all these things are not yours, hence there is no meaning in renouncing them. All that you own, your wife, your palace, which is your house, your car, your gadgets, computers, whatever, furniture in the house, all the money in the bank, the stocks, the clothes you wear, shoes, bags, your jewelry, whatever you own, all these material things are not yours. Have you renounced them yet? It is not about renouncing them from the external world. It is about renouncing them from this inner world. This is the first milestone on this path. If renunciation does not begin here, you don't really begin your spiritual journey. You are stuck. And the worst part of being stuck there is you won't even know you are stuck. And you won't even feel you are stuck. Even if somebody explains it to you, your mind will find all kinds of logic to prove that you are not stuck. So homework number 1 for you today. Make a list of those things that surround you, that are all around you. Not just things, people, situations also. Make a list of all those things that surround you, but you have managed to renounce them from the inner world. Do you have even one thing on your list? If you do, email it to me. Yeah. We'll read page 312 now and see whether Sikhi Dwaja gets it now at least.
Vasistha continued. Then Shikidwaja set fire to the cottage which he had built unnecessarily, guided by his own previous false notions. After that, systematically he burned whatever there was and whatever was left. He burned or threw away everything, including his own clothes. Frightened by this bonfire, even the animals ran away from that place. Shikidwaja then said to the Brahmana, awakened by you, O son of the gods, I have abandoned all the notions I had entertained for such a long time. I am now established in pure and blissful knowledge. From whatever proves to be the cause of bondage, the mind turns away and rests in equilibrium. I have renounced everything. I am free from all bondage. I am at peace. I am blissful. I am victorious. The space is my dress, space is my abode, and I am like space. Is there anything beyond this supreme renunciation, O son of the gods? The Brahmana Kudala replied, you have not renounced everything, O king. Hence do not act as if you are enjoying the bliss of supreme renunciation. You have something, as it were, which you have not renounced. That is the best part of renunciation. When that is also utterly abandoned without leaving a residue, then you will attain the supreme state, free from sorrow. After some thought, Shikidwaja said, there is only one more thing to do, O son of the gods, and that is this body, which is the abode of deadly snakes, known as the senses, and which is composed of blood, flesh, etc. I shall now abandon that too and destroy it, and thus achieve total renunciation. As he was about to execute his resolve, The Brahmana said, O king, why do you vainly endeavor to destroy this innocent body? Abandon this anger which is characteristic of the bull that sets you out to destroy a calf. This ascetic body is inert and dumb. You have nothing to do with it. Therefore, do not attempt to destroy it. The body remains what it is, inert and dumb. It is motivated and made to function by some other power or energy. The body is not responsible for the experience of pleasure and pain. Further, destroying the body does not mean total renunciation. On the other hand, you are throwing away something which is an aid to such renunciation. If you are able to renounce that which functions through this body and which agitates the body, then you have truly abandoned all sin and evil, and then you will have become a supreme renouncer. If that is renounced, everything, including this body, is renounced. Otherwise, the sin and evil, even if they remain submerged temporarily, will arise again.
This is very important. There are lots of so-called sincere spiritual seekers who call themselves sincere and think that renouncing everything, running away to the Himalayas, and finally even renouncing the body will take you there. So like we discussed a couple of sessions ago, that you will see people who hit themselves with a hunter, torture their body, walk on hot coals, on hot fire, to actually try and come to this realization that I am not the body. But that does not take you to that inner realization. Neither is it a path to renunciation. Otherwise, if that was the path to renunciation, we would all commit suicide and get there, which is not true. So obviously, you cannot attain the highest through renunciation of the body or through killing the body or even torturing it in any way, whether starvation or burning it or harming it in any ways will not get you the highest truth. Total renunciation has a different meaning. Until now, Sikhidwaja has not got it. In fact, he starts fooling Kudala, and he's of course fooling his own self, that he has attained the highest, the purest form of renunciation, where he uses the words in the second paragraph, I have renounced everything. I am free from all bondage. I am peace. I am blissful. I am victorious. The space is my dress. Space is my abode, and I am like space. Is there anything beyond this supreme renunciation? All these words, it is his mind stuff. He has not reached there. And Kudala can see through. Very clearly, it is visible to her whether he is experiencing the pure joy or are these just words coming out of his mouth which really have no meaning. So she says, you have not renounced everything, O king. Hence do not act as if you are enjoying the bliss of supreme renunciation. It is not really about impressing Kudala. It is not really about impressing the master. In the long run, the person who tries to impress falsely, the person who tries to fool another person, is the one who is going to lose out in the long run. Homework for you. Are you fooling yourself on this path? Do you try to show some other teacher or a guru or master that you are meditating and you are having this experience and that experience? Recognize it if you are a pretender. Lord Krishna calls him a mithyachari. Mithyachari is a pretender, one who is not true to himself. He cannot walk this path. A lot of people get into ego and try to prove that, yes, I'm meditating, yes, I'm getting this experience, yes, I'm getting that experience. They try to fake it, but in the end, they are the ones who lose out. Contemplate very sincerely on this. Are you that kind of a person who has been faking his own self, who has been fooling his or her own self? Then you must take a strong stand. You have to recognize where this tendency of trying to impress another person really stems from. Where do you think it stems from? Ego. Yeah? Your ego is the root cause of pretense. It is the source of pretense. It is a fake mask, fake identification. It is not really you. So, if your mind has gone into that vile side, you are going to experience a little difficulty coming onto the pure side now. But the sooner you start, the better for you. That is why innocence and simplicity is a virtue on this path. And those people who are inherently simple and inherently straightforward, they are the ones who reach there very quickly, who manage to walk this path very easily. It's not such a big problem for them. But people who are enveloped by that complex of ego, it can get messy for them. So look within and recognize, are you one of those people who fools himself or herself and tries to impress another teacher or guru or friend or spiritual companion? Then you are harming yourself, and it is my sincere request to you, please stop harming yourself. I seriously don't get impressed by anybody sharing any kind of experience. Your words do not carry any power. Your personality, when it radiates jnana, radiates love, radiates compassion for others, radiates knowledge, then I am convinced that you are there. And that radiation of knowledge, of love, of joy will happen only if you stop fooling yourself and others and are genuine on this path. So very important homework for you. Recognize, are you genuine, or like Sikhi Dwaja, are you fooling yourself and others? Yeah. I'll read page 313. The Brahmana Kudala said, that alone is total renunciation, which is the renunciation of that which is all, which is the sole cause of all these, and which all these abide. Sikhidwaja prayed, Holy Sir, please tell me what that is which should be renounced. Brahmana Kudala said, O noble one, it is the mind which also goes by the names Jiva, Prana, etc., or the Chitta, which is neither inert nor non-inert, and is in a state of confusion, which is the all. It is this Chitta mind which is confusion. It is the human being. It is the world. It is all. It is the seed for the kingdom, for the body, wife, and all the rest of it. When this seed is abandoned, there is total renunciation of all that is in the present and even in the future. All these, good and evil, kingdom and forest, cause distress in the heart of one who is endowed with the chitta, and great joy in one who is mindless. Just as the tree is agitated by the wind, this body is agitated by the mind. The diverse experiences of beings, old age, death, birth, and so on, and also the firmness of the holy sages, are verily the modifications of the mind. It is the mind alone which is referred to variously as buddhi, the cosmos, ego sense, prana, etc. Hence, its abandonment alone is total renunciation. Once it is abandoned, the truth is experienced at once. All notions of unity and diversity come to an end. There is peace. Got it? She says mind is all, because mind is what created I and then the physical body. That mind created desire in this body-mind complex to have a house. So there is a house. This body-mind complex created the desire to have a relationship. So there are n number of relationships. And that's how you have everything. The law of attraction states that whatever you want, that is what you attract. You have attracted all that in your life which you have right now. Whether you have a happy family or not so happy family, you are responsible. Whether you have a good house or not so good house, you are responsible. Whether you have a good job or not so good job, you are responsible. Do you see what I'm saying? You have not only attracted the good and happy things in life, you have attracted the not so good, the unhappy things, the dukkha in life. Basically, mind is that which has caused everything to come into being. So you have to renounce that seed which is all. Got it? And that seed is nothing but the mind. And in case of Sikhidwaja, it is that seed that has led to his kingdom and palace and his wife and all those things that he has. In your case, you are the king or queen. You have a kingdom. You have a spouse, whatever, children, whatever you have. So really, you are Sikhidwaja, and walking on the spiritual path for so many years, in your mind, you have falsely believed that you have attained a particular stage, a particular point on the spiritual path where you have renounced this and you have renounced that. But really, if you have not renounced the mind, you have renounced nothing. Because mind is that seed which can make that tree grow all over again. Do you see this? And like one seed has the potential of many trees, like that your one little mind has the potential of million desires in it. And all of them will come back. Do you see what I'm saying? So what do you have to really renounce? That which is all. On the other hand, by renouncing what you consider not yours, you are creating a division within yourself. If one renounces everything, then everything exists within the void of the one infinite consciousness. When one rests in that state of total renunciation, like the lamp without fuel, he shines with supreme brilliance, like a lamp with fuel. Isn't this contradictory? Contradictory in this material world, where we think fuel is required for that light to glow. Well, according to the laws of physics and according to this material world, that is what we experience, and that is also light, right? But there is an inner lamp, an inner light, which comes on without fuel. Yes. And that happens purely by renunciation. Yeah? By renouncing what? That which is mine, not that which is not mine. All these external people, situations, and things, if they were mine, they would go with me when I die. But they don't go with me. I leave all this behind. Then how can all this be mine? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. But my mind goes with me, and my mind takes another form, another body, and manifests all those desires again. So the same little seed can lead to n number of fruits. How does it do it? That is Maya. The only way I can get out of this is not by trying to analyze Maya, not by trying to pick every little fruit that the Maya has created and try to destroy those fruits. This physical body is also a fruit of that Maya. By destroying the fruits, I will not destroy the seed. This should be very clear. If I want no more fruit, I need to uproot that seed which can lead to a future fruit. And that seed is the mind. Even after renouncing the kingdom, etc., you exist. Similarly, even after the mind has been renounced, that infinite consciousness will exist. Even when all these have been burnt, you have not undergone any change. Even when you have totally abandoned the mind, there will be no change. One who has totally renounced everything is not afflicted by fear of old age, death, and such other events in life. Highlight this. A lot of us have this fear of old age. We have a fear of death. We have a fear of disease. But one who renounces everything, he does not even consider this body as his own, then it doesn't matter if this body is diseased or not. It doesn't matter whether this body becomes old or not. It doesn't matter whether there is pain in the body or not. He has renounced it all. And only one who renounces it all like this reaches the stage of consciousness where even after renouncing everything, he is still intact, centered, complete, full. He attains Purnata. That alone is supreme bliss. All else is terrible sorrow. Om. Thus, assimilate this truth and do what you wish to do. In that total renunciation, does the highest wisdom or self-knowledge exist? The utter emptiness of a pot is where precious jewels are stored. This is so beautiful. You cannot store your precious jewels on a stone. There is no storage place on this stone. When the mud is given a shape of a pot which has an empty space within, that is where the jewel is stored. That emptiness is where the jewel of the self resides. And that is where you need to get, to get there, there is only one way: renunciation of all. It is by such total renunciation that the Sakya Muni, Buddha, reached that state beyond doubt in which he was firmly established. Hence, O king, having abandoned everything, remain in that form and in that state in which you find yourself. Abandon even the notion, I have renounced all, and remain in a state of supreme peace. Yeah, that last line is very important. I have renounced all. Even if you have this little concept, this little statement in your mind, this little idea in your mind, I have renounced all, then you are still the doer. You will not get there with even an ounce of doership. Even an ounce of doership cannot fit on that path of love. So contemplate on this. Do you have doership? Are you still thinking, I do this and I don't do this? Seriously look within and figure out what is the root cause of my doership and what is it that I really need to get rid of in order to be a non-doer or to be established in the witnessing consciousness, the Sakshi Bhav. Do your homework this week and I will see you again next week. Jai Gurudev.